Hey everyone, Cahlen here, and it's been a few days where it's been pretty much cloudy and actually you can see snowy and cold. And I'm not a big fan of winter because I love the sun. The sun makes me feel like life is worth living. And if I go too many days with no sun, then I start to go, what am I even doing here? And last night was one of those nights. It's been several days of cloudiness. I'm just like, what am I even, why? I'm just freezing my ass off out here. There's nothing like happening during the day that I'm excited about. And I forget why I like living like this. And then in the morning I wake up and it's perfectly clear skies. Sun's out, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is awesome. So anyways, now I can dry off a little bit, warm up. I'm going to show you how things are looking around camp. Here's the old spiral garden. Remember when this used to have plants in it? That was a long time ago. And here's all the, I don't know how well you can see these. Well, these are all the Jerusalem artichoke we grew. Still got all the food in there because they're tubers. And then there's camp over there. I'm going to be putting the solar panels out so I can finally charge the bicycle up. You have to be careful about charging lithium when it's cold, if it's below freezing, because it reduces the lifespan of your battery. And I built that battery myself. There's a video I made on that, but it's pretty large, and it's pretty, actually kind of an expensive battery. Each little cell in it is like almost $5. And there's 13 cells going one way, so there's 10 going the other way, so there's 130 cells in there, so you do the math. But anyways, get to charge that today. I have my bed all broken out. Here, I'm going to switch the camera around. So I've got my bed all broken out. You can see there's the bivy sack, there's the sleeping bag, and then here is a quilt, a 0-degree quilt. So with this and that and the bivy sack, basically I can handle pretty much any weather that this area can dish out. This is the rain cover for the backpack, which has been on it for the last couple days because it's been raining and snowing. So anyways, everything's out and drying out, which is, oh, thank goodness. And also airing out, because when you sit in a sleeping bag for too long, especially if you haven't showered in almost a year, then things start to stink. Not too bad though. And then I can finally use the solar oven again, which is so nice. I'm cooking, just heating up water with the sunlight, and I'm heating up more water over here that I'll add rice, quinoa, and lentils to in about an hour. And I tell you, it's nice, sure nice to get hot water with no effort on a sunny day when it's freezing cold out. And let's take a closer look at camp here. This is where I've been sitting for like 3 days straight, because when it's raining and it's below freezing, you kind of got to stay in your covers and you got to stay underneath shelter. And so this is all the shelter I have. So basically I've been sitting on this little mat here that I made, which isn't too thick. Starting to get, what do I call that when you sit in a bed too long? Bed sores? I'm not actually getting bed sores, but I could see now how someone could get bed sores after sitting in bed for too long. So anyways, that's the sun. It's finally back. It's got me thinking that this is my second winter living outside. Last winter it was in the same spot, so basically the same type of situation last year. And next year I'm thinking, I mean, I know that I can live outside during the winter, but do I want to live outside in a place where winter gets like this again? And I'm thinking probably not. So hopefully I spend next winter in the lowlands of Arizona, where it'll still be getting up into the 60s during winter, maybe even the 70s sometimes. And or, you know, maybe Florida, although it's really humid there. It's something about Florida keeps coming up. So maybe Florida. And I keep thinking about Mexico. I think about, like, I should just go down to Acapulco, Mexico, and live on the beach for the rest of my life. But a couple reasons. First of all, the sun, when you get down towards the equator like that, gets a little bit too intense. And also, I don't have any government ID, so I could get into Mexico, but probably there would be some issues if I ran into law enforcement while I'm traveling down to Acapulco. And also, I probably wouldn't be able to get, it may be difficult to get back into the United States without a passport or driver's license or any form of ID. So probably won't go to Mexico. Too bad. But anyway, so hopefully, probably Arizona. So I think I'll probably, once the weather gets nice, I'll probably start going on adventures with the solar e-bike, because I've got 200-watt folding solar panels now. So totally set with that. And I think I'll first go out east a little bit, a few hundred miles. There's a couple people, places I want to visit, and then kind of start wandering around. This might be a year of wandering, though a part of me wants to you know, kind of do the gardening thing again, but it's so limiting. Like, you have to stay in that place to make sure it's getting watered and stuff like that. So I have to make that decision, and then hopefully before winter comes around again, I've ended up somewhere out west or somewhere way out east. So that's pretty much what I think is going to happen in the next year or so. So, which basically means I don't know what's going to happen. So anyways, that's my life in the freezing cold when the sun comes out in the middle of winter. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.